Mr. President, here are the bills on nuclear disarmament and the bills for your approval on volunteer duty.
Thank you, Karen. Hello, my fellow Americans. Have your parents ever told you that you would be president when you grow up? Well, they were probably lying to you. Only 44 out of the millions, if not billions of Americans have been president. So, your odds aren't too good. So in case you have the ambition of becoming president when you grow up, you might want to listen to what I have to say. So if you follow the simple rules and guidelines that I'm going to tell you about, you're sure to be president of your generation. As many of you have probably experienced, my parents told me that I could be president when I grow up. And look at here, they were right. I have researched all there is to know about becoming president. I have researched what is mandatory, as well as what is recommended. First, I will describe to you the mandatory things that a candidate for president must have. Second, I will inform you about some things that will help you get a competitive edge. Third, I will inform you about the kind of personality that you must have. So if you follow the simple rules and guidelines that I'm going to tell you about, you're sure to be president of your generation. There are a few laws that you must follow in order to become president. The first thing you must qualify for is you must be at least 35 years of age. This is to make sure that there aren't any immature candidates running for office. It also makes sure that you have enough experience and a good education. You must also be an American citizen that was born in American territory or to two American parents. This is to ensure that there aren't any competing interests, which means that your primary concern is the United States. The last thing is that you must have lived in the United States for at least 14 years. This is to ensure that you are familiar with the United States and you know what the problems are. Although you may have the mandatory requirements down, you may not be so hot when it comes to competition. Something that all of our presidents have had in common was that they all stood out to the citizens of America, and I will teach you how to do that. The first thing that you would want to get would be a law degree. 25 out of the 43 presidents that we have been lawyers. Getting a law degree would also help you in public speaking, which is a very big part of running for president. You might want to get involved in the political process before you start running for president. Voters like to see that the president is smart and is not a stranger to politics. This will also help you get used to being attacked by other parties. A very good thing to have going into a presidential election would be a very popular vice president. In many cases, the vice president has won the election for the president. He or she might also have many supporters that they can bring over to your side to help you win. You can have all of these things, but it still wouldn't be enough to win if you don't have a likable personality. The last thing, that's just as important as following the law, is having a personality that people like. The first thing that you have to be able to do is take a hit. No, not that kind of hit.
You stink!
Well, ma'am, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, okay? If you can keep your cool when people are verbally attacking you, then you'll gain their respect and their vote. It also shows that you aren't two-sided, and you won't flip-flop just because people don't agree with you. You have to have a strong personality and be able to please a crowd. If you have a strong personality, then you look like a leader, and people will want you in the Oval Office. If a crowd likes you, then they'll vote for you. It's as simple as that. You also have to be a fairly good listener and be open to kissing random people's babies. If people feel like you're easy to talk to, then they also think that you can take on their problems and eventually solve them. Now, it might seem odd to go around kissing random people's babies, but it gives politicians a very family-friendly appeal, so it makes people more likely to vote for them. If you kiss people's babies, then they feel like you're one of them, and not just another random politician. Let's recap. First, I described to you the mandatory things that a candidate for president must have. Second, I taught you what you should do in order to give yourself a competitive edge. Third, I informed you about the kind of personality you must have. So if you follow the simple rules and guidelines that I'm going to tell you about, you're sure to be president of your generation. So you remember that lifelong dream we were talking about? Well, if you follow my amazing rules and guidelines, you're a shoo-in to become president of your ping pong club. But maybe the U.S. later.